Hello and a very warm welcome to our special presentation, Parliament Matters from the Parliament House Complex, your weekly roundup of all important developments in Parliament. I'm Kriti Mishra and let's begin the show with Winter Session of Parliament. The Winter Session of Parliament 2019 will commence on November 18th and shall conclude on December 13th. A number of important bills are likely to be taken up in the Winter Session of Parliament. Here are the details.
The next session of Parliament will start from 18 November and continue till 13 December. The Parliamentary Affairs Ministry has communicated this to the Secretariats of both Houses of Parliament. During the winter session, two crucial ordinances are on the list to be converted into law. One of them relates to reducing the corporate tax rate for new and domestic manufacturing companies. Aimed at boosting economic growth, the ordinance was issued in September to give effects to amendments in the Income Tax Act 1961 and the Finance Act 2019. The second ordinance that was also issued in September banned the sale, manufacture and storage of e-cigarettes and similar products.
4 बिल अभी हमारे पास पेंडिंग है और 7-8 बिल आने का संभावना है। वो सब ये इसमें हम कंप्लीट करने वाला है और जैसे लास्ट टाइम मैं अपोजिशन पार्टी को भी विनती करता हूं, जैसे लास्ट टाइम उन लोगों ने कोऑपरेशन किया और सिर्फ सरकार को नहीं, सिर्फ स्पीकर और चेयरमैन साहब को नहीं, सब पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के बारे में लोगों का इज्जत बढ़ा है क्योंकि हमने ठीक तरह से संसद चला है। यही अपेक्षा मैं इस बार भी करता हूं।
Parliament in its first session after the 2019 Lok Sabha elections passed landmark bills like repealing of Article 370, the geographical reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir, the Triple Talaq Bill and the new Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill. It also created the record for maximum bills passed over the last several years. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has advocated for a detailed legislative impact assessment, bringing out social, economic, environmental and institutional impact of the legislative proposals for an informed lawmaking in the country.
Today is a red letter day that would always be remembered in the history of Rajya Sabha Secretariat.
Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has expressed hope that members of various political parties will resolve issues through talk rather than interrupt the Parliament session. Addressing officials of the Rajya Sabha Secretariat, he said that changes are being made so as to minimize interruptions and help in the proper functioning of Parliament.
Let the government propose, let the opposition oppose, and let the House dispose. That is the best manner in democracy. There is no other shortcut methods. So you must be always tolerant to the other point of view, and then you must always come out with new ideas, and then move on. That's my advice to all the parliamentarians and legislators. In the coming days, I hope that there will be further improvement in the functioning of the Parliament.
The chairman further added that the Parliament secretariats have a vital role to play in lawmaking and that it is necessary to identify flaws, if any, at the bill proposal stage itself. The Vice President also emphasized on the need for a social impact assessment to study the impact of laws on society.
Each bill is accompanied by a statement of reasons containing justification for each legislative proposal and also contains the financial implications, if any, of that proposal. So that gives an opportunity to read and understand the purpose. But I find that present there is some lacuna with regard to the assessment of the impact of legislation being made by Parliament and legislatures of the state. Informed legislation will help us in realizing the stated objectives of various laws. This requires a detailed impact of assessment of legislation at the stage of both pre-registration and post-registration. This impact assessment could cover social impact, economic impact, impact on the existing institutions, and environmental impact.
The chairman was addressing newly recruited officials of the Rajya Sabha Secretariat, including 151 officials recruited since 2016. Naidu also advised them to gain technical and legislative knowledge as well as to be fit and maintain good health. Panchanand Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Parliament House building will be given a facelift in terms of all modern facilities to showcase its grandeur. It is expected that the building will be ready by the year 2022 when the nation celebrates 75th year of independence.
The centre has finalized the project to refurbish the buildings along the roughly 3-kilometre long Central Vista or the Rajpath in the Lutyens zone. The area comprises the Parliament building, the Rashtrapati Bhavan and other government ministries in the North and South block as well as the Central Secretariat. According to Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, the first Parliament session of 2022 will be held in the renovated Parliament building. The revamped building will have new seats for the MPs and ministers in Parliament. The Union Minister also noted that the Central Vista will undergo a complete redesign without the heritage structure of the Parliament being altered in any way.
जो भी हेरिटेज बिल्डिंग्स हैं जैसे राष्ट्रपति भवन, नॉर्थ ब्लॉक, साउथ ब्लॉक, पार्लियामेंट, देयर वाज नेवर एनी प्लान टू अल्टर दोस. देयर यूज कैन बी रिकॉन्टेम्पलेटेड. अब नॉर्थ ब्लॉक, साउथ ब्लॉक की जगह अगर आप मान लीजिए विदेश भवन बन गया है और उनके वहाँ पे वो किसी और यूज़ में आप डालना चाहें, दैट्स अ सेपरेट स्टेप. बट वी विल अप्रोच ईच ऑफ दीज डिसीजंस when we are ready to approach them.
The Ahmedabad-based HCP design firm has been awarded the contract for the redevelopment work. Besides preparing an architectural and engineering plan of the Parliament building, the firm will also prepare individuals' plans for the buildings in the Central Vista. The CPWD will begin the work of reconstruction and redevelopment of the buildings by May next year. In the first stage, the project will seek to complete the redevelopment of the Central Vista by 2021. The redevelopment of Parliament is expected to be finished by August 2022, in time for India's 75th Independence Day. The work of consolidating all the ministries in a common central secretariat is expected to be done by 2024. HCP design firm will be paid 229.75 crore rupees for its consultancy work, preparing the master plan of the project, design, landscape and other work.
पार्लियामेंट में जो जगह नहीं है, जो एमपीज़ के लिए, जो 1000 एमपीज़ के लिए ऑफिस का जगह नहीं है बैठने के लिए, और जो पार्लियामेंट की जो कैपेसिटी भी कम हो गई है, जो डिलिमिटेशन के बाद जो एमपीज़ आ जाएंगे तो लोकसभा राज्यसभा की कैपेसिटी कम हो जाएगी, तो उसके लिए ज़्यादा जगह की ज़रूरत है. तो वो बहुत दिनों से बात चल रही थी कि पार्लियामेंट को का स्पेस बढ़ाना है तो क्या नया पार्लियामेंट बनाया जाएगा या एडिशनल स्पेस कैसे क्रिएट किया जाएगा, तो उस पर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं. तो ये नया जो पार्लियामेंट बनेगा वो 2022 के मार्च तक हमें पूरा करना है, जिससे कि जो 2022 का जो सेशन होगा अगस्त में वो नए पार्लियामेंट में होगा, ऐसा सोचा जा रहा है.
The government is also seeking suggestions from MPs and other stakeholders for the project. None of them has suggested any change in the heritage structure of the parliament so far. Buildings on Raisina Hill are over 100 years old and need to be made earthquake resistant. There is also a long-standing need to carry out repairs to these buildings. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Time for a short break. Lots more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 9:30 p.m.
बदलते दौर में किस तरह से बदल रहा है बीमे का स्वरूप, देखिए मेरे साथ अर्थनीति में शनिवार शाम 7:30 बजे सिर्फ राज्यसभा टेलीविजन पर.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
हम सब जानते हैं कि क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से कितनी गंभीर समस्या हम सबको, स्पेशली जो रूरल एरियाज़ में रहते हैं लोग, ड्राउट की वजह से कितनी दिक्कतें आ रही हैं। हमारे जो बड़े शहर है वो भी इस प्रॉब्लम से दूर नहीं है। 21 सिटीज़ इन इंडिया आर नॉट गोइंग टू हैव एनी ग्राउंड वाटर। ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। बहुत सारी जो समाधान है वो आप और मैं भी ला सकते हैं।
What are some key legislations introduced in Rajya Sabha? Some of the key legislations introduced in Rajya Sabha are the Indecent Representation of Women Bill 1986, the Indian Succession Bill 1991, and the Marriage Laws Bill 1999.
The prolific British poet and story writer Joseph Rudyard Kipling, one of the first masters of short stories in English. In 1894 appeared his Jungle Book, which became a children's classic all over the world. Kim, the story of Kimball O'Hara and his adventures in the Himalayas, is perhaps his most felicitous work published. Set in and concerned with India he had come to know and love so well. In 1907, Kipling became the first English language writer to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature.
इसकी जितनी भी अवेयरनेस पब्लिक में की जाए उतना कम है, क्योंकि so many people are dying because of this organ donation, and I think each one of us, any community member should become part of it, and we should see that this organ is donated, and whenever we die, our organs can be utilized for the good of people.
दुनिया के लोग कह रहे हैं कि शायद अगर थर्ड वर्ल्ड वॉर कभी होगा तो वो वर्ल्ड विश्व में पानी के लिए होगा। तो आज जिस तरह से पानी का लगातार एक्सप्लॉइटेशन हो रहा है, तमाम राज्यों में पानी का जल संकट हो रहा है। आज 256 जिलों के करीब 1300 ब्लॉकों में वाटर का जो स्टेटा है वो नीचे जा रहा है। इस पे हमने एक मंत्रालय का गठन किया और आने वाले दिनों में इस पे एक अभियान चला करके वाटर कंजर्वेशन का ये मंत्रालय काम करेगा।
Enter the majestic forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan and you'll come across the Jaipur column. A gift to the Viceroy from Savai Madho Singh, the Maharaja of Jaipur, to commemorate the creation of the new capital. The 145-meter high column is crowned with 6 pointed crystal stars on a bronze lotus, and inside the stone shaft runs a steel tube which weighs a little more than 5 tons. The base of the column has text conceived by Lord Irwin and Sir Edwin Lutyens inscribed on it.
Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu administered oath in his chamber to Satish Chandra Dubey of the Bharatiya Janata Party, elected to the Rajya Sabha in the by-election from the state of Bihar. Here are the details.
Oath or affirmation.
Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu administered the oath to BJP leader Satish Chandra Dubey as a member of Rajya Sabha from Bihar.
मैं सतीश चंद्र दुबे जो राज्यसभा का सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूं, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा।
The BJP won the Rajya Sabha seat that fell vacant after the death of former Union Minister Ram Jethmalani, who was elected 3 years ago on a Rashtriya Janata Dal ticket. BJP leader Satish Chandra Dubey was declared elected unopposed since no other candidate filed nomination papers for the by-elections.
जो चंपारण है, गांधी जी को उस शिखर तक पहुंचाया और उनका जो कर्म था बहुत अच्छा से चंपारण का नाम रोशन हुआ। लेकिन कांग्रेस के लोग केवल गांधी जी के नाम को अपना विरासत समझ के रखा। चंपारण विकास के मुद्दा पे काफ़ी पीछे रहा। लेकिन जब से अटल जी की सरकार बनी, भाई नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार बनी, चंपारण विकास के तरफ अग्रेसिव है और भविष्य में बहुत अच्छा होगा पूरे बिहार में, पूरे चंपारण में, पूरे देश में। इसका मैं कामना भी करता हूं और आगे बढ़ रहा है, बढ़ते रहेगा।
उच्च सदन में आप चंपारण की आवाज़ बनेंगे?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बुलंद करूंगा। जो केवल गांधी जी को अपना विरासत समझता था लोग, आज विकास के मुद्दा पर लेके चलेंगे हम लोग।
Dubey was elected to the Lok Sabha on a BJP ticket in 2014, but the seat went to the JDU in the last Lok Sabha elections. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And here's how Rajya Sabha Secretariat celebrated Diwali, and Secretary General Desh Deepak Verma encouraged staff and officials. Take a look.
The Rajya Sabha Secretariat organized a Diwali Milan Samaroh at the Bal Yogi Auditorium on Thursday. Rajya Sabha Secretary General Desh Deepak Verma addressed the gathering on the occasion. The Secretary General also greeted Rajya Sabha employees on the auspicious occasion of Diwali.
इस अवसर पर सबसे पहले मैं आप सबको दिवाली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बधाई देता हूं आपको और आपके पूरे परिवार को। जो हमारा किसान है वो इस समय फसलें उसकी तैयार होती हैं, उसका घर धन धान्य से पूर्ण होता है, तो he celebrates in this way. So it's an occasion for celebration. So everybody is celebrating and we also are celebrating, and I wish you all the best for these celebrations. यहाँ पे जो कार्यक्रम हुआ बहुत अच्छा कार्यक्रम हुआ, और जिसमें हमारे संगीत नाटक अकादमी के द्वारा भेजे गए कलाकारों ने बहुत अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया। इसके लिए मैं उन सबको भी बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूँ।
Folk artists from Haryana and Rajasthan presented cultural performances on the occasion. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's all I had for you in this edition of Parliament Matters. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Rajya Sabha Television.